It was a hot summer's day, and me and my friends all wanted to go for a swim somewhere. There were the beaches, the river, and a few different waterholes out west as well. We all decided to take a trek out to one of the waterholes we knew all about, just out on the mountain line. This place was called Slippery Rock. To get to this place, we would take the main road out of town, head north onto the highway, turn left at the next intersection, and head west along the windy roads that would eventually lead us there. It was about an hour's drive, but the scenery and the beautiful place we were going to was definitely worth the drive. Now, there was a backstory about this place. Slippery Rock used to be a campsite, a really big one too. There used to be a dirt road leading into the campsite, and by the campsite was a freshwater river with rapids coming down from the mountains. And in that spot was the waterhole, with a big rock sloping down into the water. That's the slippery rock everyone would slide down. There were other spots further up the main dirt road that would follow the river upstream as well. Slippery Rock was unfortunately closed due to the vandalism and trashing of the place. It had been happening for years, so the campsite had its sealed fate. The road was bulldozed at the entrance, and trees were fallen across the clearings of the rest of the road to stop people from driving in. Although you could still ride motorbikes in there, and there were no signs telling us to keep out, so we would walk the 10-minute walk in the now overgrown bush to get to the waterhole. After what had seemed like ages, we all made it to the waterhole. It was really hot, so we parked our towels and other things on the smooth rocks by the side of the tree line, far enough away from the water. We would then go in. The water was really cold, but we got used to it pretty quick. Some of the boys were being naughty and going skinny dipping. The girls would crack up laughing. But something else caught my attention. I looked upstream and thought I had seen someone. I tried to get everyone's attention and tried to tell them what I had just saw, but no one was listening to me. "Guys, did you hear what I just said?" My mate looked up and seen nothing. "Maybe there's other people here." But there were no other cars out the front. But there could have been motorbikes up further, but we hadn't heard any. We didn't think anything of it and kept swimming. I kept looking upstream to see if I could see what I saw before, but I couldn't see anyone. My friends were taking turns sliding down the iconic slippery rock into the water, when one of the girls then called out, "Hey, there is someone there." We all looked over to where she was pointing, but we couldn't see anyone. It's like this person kept hiding every time we spotted them. One of the guys got out and walked around the tree line and out into the clearing. He was gone for only a minute and rushed back and told us we needed to leave. We were all puzzled and asked why and who was there. We got out, grabbed our things, and we started walking out. When we walked out to the clearing and looked to the left, there were two men walking across the clearing in the other direction. These men looked like they were cavemen or indigenous people. They were wearing hardly any clothes at all, and they were holding long sticks, kind of like sharp objects, weapons of some sort. This kind of freaked us out, so we started walking out as quickly as we could without being noticed. I turned to look back behind us, and the two men were now walking in our direction. I told everyone to start running, because the men were now following us. We got halfway out of the place, and then the two men had disappeared. They must have darted off into the scrub. Did the men actually see us? Who knows? It was a scary sight, but it was very thrilling as well. We kept walking out and got back to our cars. On the way home, we couldn't stop talking about the men. Where did they come from? How long had they been there for? I guess only they knew, but it was an interesting story to tell our families.